It's going to be instrumental in changing rural Nevada. On the farm, the sky's the limit. There's so many things out there that we can do, that we've known we could do, but we haven't had the communications capabilities to do them.
Well, in today's world with technology, speed is important and access to the internet is important. So you have to have those tools now in today's educational environment to make it competitive for our students to be able to compete when they graduate and go out into the workforce.
Well, there is no comparison to what the folks have had before because it's predominantly been intermittent and it's been a host of companies across our service area. And so there's not been one single provider that's had one single product with one single or a suite of speeds across our area. It's been hit and miss. And so what we're able to do then by bringing in the high-speed wireless first and then followed up with the fiber optics is to give them communications that puts them not on par with their urban counterparts, but ahead of their competitors. And so the first all fiber communities in the state of Nevada will be within our service area on this infrastructure and at speeds that are unrivaled by any other communities in the state. Valley Electric got into the communication business much like we did the electric business. 51 years ago, there wasn't adequate electricity, wasn't central station power in the rural areas. 51 years later, we're in the communication business for the very same reason, inadequate communications. And it's absolute honor to be doing something that our founders did 51 years ago. We're really running parallel with the original mission of Valley Electric, and that is providing a service to our members that our members are desiring that wasn't available by the private sector. Well, Valley Electric began putting communications infrastructure on our electric utility grid a number of years ago. And the original intent was to utilize those communication facilities solely for Valley's use. As we continue to move forward, we recognize that the private sector wasn't providing us with the communications infrastructure that we needed. So therefore, our members weren't getting the communications infrastructure desires that they had to run their homes and businesses, etc. And so we began looking then at, can we develop and turn this into a community communication system? And it was apparent to us that yes, we could.
Located approximately an hour west of nearby Las Vegas, Nevada, Pahrump is a small town of about 37,000 people. Dotting the lands surrounding Pahrump are rural areas, remote valleys, and small communities that contain sparsely populated communities, including Sandy Valley, with a population of 2,000. Also located within their service territory, outside of Pahrump, are the communities of Beatty, Amargosa Valley, and Fish Lake Valley, all of which have fewer than 1,500 residents within each town. Although these areas do possess internet service, the negative effect of snail-like internet speeds, similar to that of dial-up from more than 20 years ago, has plagued many of the residents here. Due to this, many livelihoods were threatened by the lack of progress. The need was so overwhelming to provide this necessary infrastructure, but no one was working to resolve their issue. It was as if they'd been forgotten, while the growing cities in surrounding states and across the country were light years ahead. In Fish Lake Valley, a remote area of Nevada on the border of California, alfalfa farmer John Maurer feels that this will be life-changing. John's family has farmed the area for generations, but with the increased speeds, he will be able to integrate a sophisticated irrigation network and save money and precious water supplies.
You know, before VCA, I guess you could liken our neighborhood to the Stone Age. Wasn't quite smoke signals, but almost. We're getting into a time in the world where everybody, you know, you can micromanage anything. We're not so much that way. We haven't been able to micromanage the little aspects of our operation, and I think with the internet and the communications capability, we're going to be able to really dive down and see exactly what's going on at any given second, at any location on our properties, and that information is going to make us all that much more efficient, which keeps us around.
For some, like Dave Hall, who lives in Amargosa Valley, The idea of having access to internet service that is 5 times faster than what is currently available to him and the community brings the ability to maximize the output potential of local businesses, as well as affect the individuals living in the area of the Amargosa Valley in a way they never thought possible.
You know, in this day and age, everything revolves around data and reliable, quick information. Whether you're a farmer or whether you have a production facility or no matter what it is, it's important that you have the latest and greatest data and expertise to help you in your field. And the only way you can do this in a rural area is with, you know, systems like Valley Electric is going to provide all the way from here to Reno and hopefully in every other direction. The reliability of fiber optics is really the only way to go.
The exciting part of the fiber optic network that VEA and VCA are building now to offer to the communities in Nevada, really what makes that so exciting is that the home of the future is going to continue to get more and more data-centric. The Internet of Things, I think most people have heard about. Now you have a smartphone, your DVD player has built-in applications. Your television can do Netflix streaming or Amazon, Hulu. You can do online video slideshows through your smart television. This move towards the in-home intelligence of appliances and your mobile smartphone and your computer, that's only going to continue to evolve over time. And there's always this continuum.
Now, however, VEA and VCA are leading the way to a new era. Using the company's fiber optic technology, which was implemented for the VEA electrical grid to serve customers' electrical needs, has helped transform VEA's services to reach this underserved population through Valley Communication Association, which is now able to open the doors of high-speed broadband communications to areas of Nevada that haven't previously known the potential for this life-changing benefit.
What we're looking at really is an entire smart network for the entire community.
At the center of the company's core is a state-of-the-art electric dispatch center. From this core is the co-op's grid that is comprised of fiber optic and wireless microwave links. This fiber optic technology is extremely fast and reliable. It essentially moves information at light speed and is beyond the standard for handling power grids in the United States.
The work that was being done was scalable to the point at which you could hook up folks to the broadband, and it occurred to the communications people at Valley Electric that, wow, we could actually take this and deliver it to our members, and that's something that they just don't have. We have much better communications than our own members, and that's just not right. So let's take what we're doing, the work that we're doing, and bring it to them to get high-speed broadband to our members. Scaling from 0 to thousands is not a minor undertaking. You always run into issues of how to scale it, and so we've had to be very creative in how we build the system, the density of the build, to make sure that we are giving the members all of the internet that we're promising to them. And so we've had to go back to the drawing board many times and push reset and say, okay, that didn't work. We're going to go to the next level and try something else. And we have a very robust system now where we can connect as many people to our system as we need to without dragging the system down and maintaining the high speeds that they need.
VEA adjusted their strategy of fiber optic installation to every home currently without broadband communications. VEA's board members extensively examined the inner workings of the project, continually revising plans. Knowing that the installation of fiber to each and every home would be an expensive and time-consuming venture that would further delay their goals of reaching all of Nevada's rural areas, VEA determined that it could instead use the tops of transmission lines in the interim, while fiber was laid to homes directly over time. Utilizing the tops of towers and the distance to area homes would increase the capacity and allow for additional homes to be integrated into the system sooner rather than later. By combining fiber with wireless, VCA has been able to satisfactorily provide 25 megabits per second, allowing the forward-thinking company to offer the capacity to residents sooner, rather than down the road in a few years. For Lynn Lindberg, a teacher with more than 26 years of experience who is currently at Rosemary Clark Middle School in Pahrump, switching to new curriculums has been the hardest challenge for her and the struggle with slow internet speeds in the classroom. Nye County had been actively adopting new curriculum that would enhance the current and future students of the school district, with a variety of media platforms to help the students not only have access to new technology, but to use that technology and learn how to better research and explore topics of education online. If it had not been for VEA's diligence in believing that they could do more for their 17,000 co-op members and more for those neighboring towns nestled into the landscape of Nevada, Lynn and her students would be without high-speed internet today.
There are times last year, I noticed especially when I taught 7th grade math, that a lot of the presentations would shut down, or it kept loading and loading and loading, and so we couldn't move on with the presentation through math. This year, as I'm now teaching English language arts, I notice a big change. I mean, when I click the teacher computer and we put the display on the smartboard, it is instant. It is there, it is showing the information, and so that's been very impressive to see the students engage actively with technology in their learning. I think of the term that's been so popular, the No Child Left Behind. I think no child will be left behind. And I think of Nye County's motto, successful learning for one and all. All students will have that ability to learn. All students will have that access. And through the schools and outside of schools, and we are such a everyone's on their device society. Everybody is constantly online, and the students then have access to their learning, to their expectations, to their routines, their processes through math, through English language arts, as well as doing research they need to for science, for social studies. Everything being online in this generation and this age just allows students to have a broader range of knowledge.
Again, one of the things that we were looking at is in one of our most remote rural schools, Gabbs, Nevada. We have 28 students in that school, 4 high school students, and we're trying to keep a comprehensive high school there and be able to graduate students from that school without sending them more than 45 minutes away to another high school. So by able to doing it through the internet or through media, we can connect a classroom from the Pahrump area or any other area in our district into Gabbs, Nevada, where there is a certified teacher but not certified to teach every subject area. Through the internet, having the speed and the ability to do that, that would really be beneficial to us.
One of the most important aspects of the broadband implementation into the rural Nevada communities is being able to attain the necessities for preparing children and teens as they further their education. This is something that the rural communities of Nevada collectively agree needs to be addressed. And now, with VEA spurring the creation of VCA, rural Nevada is getting exactly what they've wanted and needed for so long. 52 years ago, VEA brought electricity to rural Nevada communities because no one else would. And today, they are continuing that tradition with bringing high-speed broadband communications with the creation of VCA.
Anybody that's been in Pahrump for any period of time, I'm sure, has experienced a outage of one kind or another, whether it be cell phone or landline or internet. Most recently, a year ago, we had an internet outage and a cell phone outage that pretty much occurred at the same time. Not all services went down, but the most used ones did, and created havoc within the community.
From banking to getting gas to buying groceries, it was significant.
Fortunately, we have redundant systems when it comes to 911, but everything gets affected. If your cell phone's out and you can't reach 911, clearly you're in harm's way.
It's much easier to get the type of support that you need if you're able to communicate with someone to tell them what the issues are.
High-speed communications allows our members in these small communities to not only thrive and prosper, but more importantly, to stay in business. Without communications, without adequate infrastructure, our members don't have a chance to compete in the future with those in the metropolitan areas. So it's the lifeblood of our future from an economic development standpoint, not just from the business standpoint, but being able to offer educational opportunities for our members' children. From the aspect of healthcare. Without healthcare, you erode the community cornerstones. Without education, you erode the community cornerstones. And so This is not just economic development opportunities for those communities. It's fundamental to the lifeblood, the cornerstones of what makes a community viable, not only today but in the future. High-speed communications today is considered critical infrastructure, and it will be even more critical in the future. It's up to an entity such as Valley Electric that has a stake at hand here of making sure that our members have the option of employing that infrastructure.
VCA is your trusted source.